we laid him down deep on the good Cotswold stone, too deep for the plough or the frost to come down. By the blackthorn we laid him, so rigid and thin, cold clay was the blanket we covered him in.
Lured by the range-in vixen's cry, the fox went seeking at dusk of day. Brush-held, handsome and bright of eye, I saw the villain fox go by. Out of the beech wood and padding the clay, blood grown wild for the love to be, bold with the longing of spring went he, into the danger he could not see. The watchdog snarled and the leghorns flew, the aim was good and the shotguns slew. He fell to the peril he never knew, and died in the mire at the dusk of day.
The world is wide and you and I have never met till now, yet we stand arm afraid to try what one kind word can do. After the struggling nights and days that brought our footsteps here, shall we now mutely go our ways one long and disappear?
When the fine rain beat on the window, and the wild wind whirled in the lane, my love and I would go walking, and sweet was the wind and the rain. Now the fine rain beats on the window, and the wild wind whirls in the lane, but little I care who she walks with, out there in the wind and the rain.
When the fine rain beat on the window and the wild wind whirled in the lane, my love and I would go walking, and sweet was the wind and the rain. Now the fine rain beats on the window and the wild wind whirls in the lane, but little I care who she walks with, out there in the wind and the rain.
You say you'll pay £10,000 for this old house and bit of ground. You like these hills and have it planned to settle here on Cotswold land. Well, come you in and sit you down, you would-be buyer from the town, and listen to me while I tell the reasons why I will not sell. This stone-tiled cottage you call nice was gained at far too high a price that I should lightly sign away what others toiled for night and day, who hammered bluestone by the yard to pay the rent when times were hard, who spent themselves beneath the sun, tending the fields you gaze upon. Their time is over, but for me remains the wild hare running free, and snuffling Brock who travels still ancestral highways on the hill. And I, as Cotswold bred as these, have likewise need of fields and trees, to feel the soil that nursed my race beneath me in my native place. Nor would I tread the barren street, with strangers round me, none to greet, expectant at each opening door to find some face I see no more. Enough for me this cot of stone, a mite of land to call my own, a friend to drink with, wench to smile, and Cotswold country by the mile. So take your glass and drain it down, you would-be peasant from the town. Go on your journey, let me bide, content in my own countryside.
Now strangers will trespass, the foxes grow bold, the rodents will revel as never of old. and many a pullet will go to her fate for want of the watchdog that's gone from his gate. We laid him down gently on good Cotswold stone, too deep for the plough or the frost to come down. By the blackthorn we laid him, so rigid and thin. Cold clay was the blanket we cast